We are watching something truly special in round one of the NBA playoffs as the Rockets continue to fight and claw back in the series against the Lakers as they now force Game 6 for just the 16th time in NBA history when a team has trailed 3-0. And I'm going to tell you exactly why Şengün, when he said it was true they're going to come back for Game 7, it's going to happen with Jabari, Reed Shepherd, and Amen Thompson's help. Welcome into Rockets Digest, everybody. I'm Jace Andrews. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you guys might be. The Houston Rockets are victorious in game number 5. It is a 99-93 victory in a game that once again saw the starters doing the heavy lifting, and it's exactly what you expect. A little bit more from Josh Okogie, a little bit more from Aaron Holiday. Dorian Finney-Smith finally did something for the first time in his Rockets tenure, and 2 threes is, funny enough, the most amount of threes he's hit in a game, and it came in the playoffs, so whatever, we'll take it. I don't care. You should have won this game by more, but that's besides the point. We'll kind of get through that as we talk about stat sheets and all that stuff. But Thompson goes for 15, Şengün goes for 14, 22 the leading scorer, and playing in 42 minutes is Jabari. Reed Shepherd plays in 35 minutes, 18 points for Tari in 31 minutes. And this is the type of rotation that I like. And I don't want to say this in a bad connotation, but if they're going to keep playing the amount of minutes that they're going to give to Thompson, Şengün, Smith, Shepherd, and Tari, then I hope it doesn't change once we do get Kevin Durant back, because we know how little Reed Shepherd has gotten times. And understand, sometimes he has a bad shooting night and you need to take him off. But even tonight, 5 for 12 is not something you expect to be a good shooting night. And yet Reed Shepherd was a major reason why this team was able to win this game. Before we get to the rest of the analysis, I want to let you know this video is brought to you by PrizePicks. PrizePicks is America's #1 sports picks app, and it's the best way to get in on the action. And best part about it, they've got all sorts of sports. So whether you're into the NBA and want to pick on that, or you want to look at the MLB, the NHL, even NFL, season-long picks are already in the app. You can check it out with the link in the description today. And when you use code DIGEST, you're going to play $5 and get $50 instantly in lineups. It helps out you. It helps out the channel. And that's the best thing about it. So make sure you go check it out. I've also got some picks for some NBA playoff games on the horizon in just a little bit. But as for this game, really a tremendous victory. I mean, when you look at the stat sheet for the Los Angeles Lakers, I feel as though you would have thought they would have won, just because LeBron scored 25, Reed scored 22, and every one of their starters scored in double figures. And while your team had similar numbers to an extent, it wasn't the same vibe when you had 15, 14, 22, 12, 18 as compared to the large scorers versus Lakers. But this is where the defense and the bench actually played a factor. The benches for both these teams have been pretty abysmal throughout this series, but this time the Rockets end up winning the bench battle, and that was a big reason of why they won this game. As you look at the benches, 5 points off the bench, 2 points for LaRavia, 2 for Vanderbilt, 1 for Luke Kennard for the Lakers, as opposed to the Rockets pulling up and having some decent scoring totals. Obviously, I mentioned DFS, but Aaron Holiday has 5, Josh Okogie has 7, so 5 points from the bench for the Lakers as opposed to the 18 points off the bench for the Rockets. Now, the big thing that I do want to think about when you look at this is the play of Alperen Şengün. We talk so much about how he has been I'm not going to say nullified, but dominated down low by just the Lakers in general, but obviously specifically DeAndre Ayton. And while that wasn't necessarily a differentiating factor, the assist total is what stands out to me. He knew that they were really honing in on Şengün, not allowing him to get down low, not allowing him to do what the game plan was, and he was able to distribute the ball to the right people. 9 rebounds, 8 assists, combined 3 total stat sheet tally marks off of a triple-double with 1 rebound and 2 assists. Obviously, I know, picking at straws here, but still, that is something to look at. Did turn the ball over 5 times. It's just something the Rockets do. But as opposed to the team stats, again, you look at it and feel confident in what the Rockets were able to put out onto the court tonight. In terms of the field goal percentage in favor of the Rockets by 2, they also shot right about the same amount. 3-point percentage in favor of the Rockets by nearly 10%. Free throws in favor of the Lakers, but just by a hairline of a margin. Rebounds actually got out rebounded today by a decent amount, 34 rebounds to 41. A lot of those offensive rebounds were really frustrating in the back end of the game, but you're able to come out with the victory either way. Something that does continue to kind of, strike the Rockets in the right way, at least over the past couple of games, is being able to control themselves later on in the game and understand that they can turn over the ball and not feel like they gave up points. And I think that was something that was a really tough thing, obviously, with Game 3, but in the first couple of games was they would turn the ball over and they'd give up on the play. It seems like the turnovers are still there. I mean, that's not something that's gone away. They forced more. It was 15 turnovers for the Lakers as opposed to the 11 for the Rockets. They did steal the ball more times, 10 steals to 5 steals, but they have turned the ball over and they've gotten back on defense. They haven't realized that, oh, this is the end of the play, let's just give up at this point. And that's something that I do think has been really well construed and constructed throughout this Rockets team. And I think that bodes for the confidence and the trusting of everybody on here, knowing that Game 3 was not what we expected. But the problem was you turned over the ball at times and just gave up. You complained. You were upset. Yes, you can complain. Yes, that's probably the NBA. But get back on D. Be able to not give up a turnover, immediately give up points alongside it, and you give up free baskets. And that was something that was done very, very nicely. Going back to the Rockets totals, things that I do think you want to take away are obviously the gameplay of Jabari Smith Jr., but something that is going to go very unrecognized is Reed Sheppard. Now, Reed Sheppard, again, not the shooting night you'd want, shooting 41% from the field and 28% from the arc, behind the arc from three-point land. But he only turned the ball over once, and he stole the ball 3 times, including a pivotal 4-point swing. It was a one-possession game. Late in the game, the Lakers had just gotten an 11-0 run, I believe, 11-2, whatever it might have been, from LeBron James kind of strong-holding that. And immediately, long shot clock, taking it down, and you get a mid-range jumper from Reed Sheppard. Not only does he hit the jumper with Ayton and James around him, he then goes back on defense and steals the ball away from LeBron, goes down the court, hits the dunk, and absolutely gives the Rockets some motivation. And I'm not going to say that they would have lost the game had that steal happened, because that's just naive to think that something simple as that and a 4-point swing, changes the outcome. But we know that, this team has struggled in the clutch. We know that this has been a very hard thing to get over. And the fact is, just that one little jolt can get you into a position where you feel as though that you can win this game. And credit to Reed Sheppard to, playing out today. It was a tough time shooting from pretty much everywhere, but the ending of the game really does count to Reed. And that's more of the reason why I continue to say you do want to play him as much as humanly possible. As for the leading guy on this team, though, Jabari, 22 points, 44 from behind the arc is what you look at, and that's exactly why you feel as though he can be out there and continuously go. Josh Okogie has a good night, not just on the defensive side, but 7 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists alongside the steal. He was +3 on the court. And whatever it happens, I don't know if this is exactly, amazing thing here, but you did get your best game from DFS in the entire season, which is sad that his best game was 2 3-pointers. I guess not the best game, but you know what I mean. It was the most 3-pointers he hit in the game for the Rockets. It was 2, and he got 6 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. At least he played some sort of valuable minutes. He was +6 on the court, which is something I think we all know, though, that this season and this postseason in general, it's been surrounded around Alvin Thompson. 46 minutes. He was only +5 on the court. You win by 6. Did not shoot well tonight, and that's going to be a thing that happens throughout Alvin Thompson's career, and ultimately it's the way he's going to play every now and then. But I do think that you look at what he was able to do today with 4 steals, 3 turnovers, shooting well from 3-point land, 2 for 5, and just playing his game, contributing and distributing, rebounding. He is what makes this team run. And even at a bad night like this, where, considering bad night, 15 points, then I'm in a good spot with what we see for Alvin Thompson. I'm hopeful that can continue. By the way, some more NBA playoff action tomorrow. I've got my prize picks already set and ready to go for that. I'm taking the more on Jalen Johnson, points, rebounds, and assists at 35.5. He's been a lot of what the Hawks have brought to New York. I'm taking the more for him. I'm taking the more on Joel Embiid's 8 rebounds. He's really kind of dominated in the couple games versus Neemias Queta. And I'm also going to take the more against Jason Tatum and assists. They're focusing, honing in on him and him and Brown. So he's been assisting the ball well. Take the more on that. Again, $5 will get you 50 if you play that instantly with the code DIGEST in the link in the description. Austin Reeves played tonight, and you were able to not only drown him out, but allow for a bad shooting night. 25% from the field, 25% from the arc. This guy would have had, in a normal night, if there weren't 1,500 fouls against him, probably would have shot less than 15 points. He had 12 points from the free throw line. To take away, let's just say, even lightly, take away 5, you're talking 17. So I'm confident this was a very good thing. We'll see what happens down the stretch here. It sounds like Kevin Durant is not going to be available for game number 6, so kind of note with that. Reeves obviously will play. Still no word yet on Luka. It sounds like he would be out against OKC, so I have no thought process into him playing in game 6. If we get to game 7, that's where the questions comes in. Season on the line for the Lakers. I kind of think at that point KD will get on the court, and there's a potential that Luka might as well. So we'll kind of have to wait and see. That is all we got for you today on the post game, but we'll keep you updated with some videos tomorrow, and of course, see what happens. For now, guys, we appreciate you watching. See you next time. Peace out.